Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a heroic Power Fist build for the Assault class in patch 11.0 Space Marine 2. Now, this thing got a buff from the PTS and now has 200% increased light attack damage and an additive decrease to your charge attack damage by 50%. It is a very powerful weapon at the moment. I think this is by far the best fencing Power Fist in the game currently, and the other effect it has here is after performing a finisher, you mark a nearby Majora's level or higher enemy for a gunstrike. This is actually pretty nice for gunstrike builds on top of the other effects for light attack damage, where basically you just get to punch guys in the face and then execute an enemy, gunstrike another one, lower them down, execute them, kind of go into like a giant loop. Pretty good for that. And the way I set up the perk tree is as follows. It's pretty much the same as like a normal Power Fist would be, where you take Perpetual Strength movie here into the perk Heavy Preparation. This one reduces your charge attack time for charge attacks, and don't be mistaken, even though this thing has a 50% reduction in its power attacks, it does not really matter that much because the 15 base strength here is still very strong for your thrust jab attacks. That's why we still pick this perk up here. Next perk here, Perpetual Strength, we move here into Perpetual Strength once again. Moving over into the perk Focused Intention. You really don't get a ton of use out of this. We pick it up anyways to move here into the perk Tide of Battle, which increases our thrust jab distance from like 10 to 20 meters. It says 4 to 8 here, the description's actually wrong. Then I pick up the perk Following Blow to pick up some extra executes occasionally. Then I pick up the perk Combo and move here into Majora Slayer and finally finish off with Heavy Armament for 50% more cannon punch damage. This is pretty nice to have because we do cannon punch a lot in this build because I do use the perk here Active Attrition. That's pretty much all there is for the Power Fist. Now for the secondary here, I did take an ammo reserve option on the heavy bolt pistol. And this weapon has like the second highest gunstrike damage in the game behind the firepower variant and the heroic heavy bolt pistol here. This one has the highest gunstrike damage in the entire game currently, but the ammo economy is kind of shit. If you do want to take this weapon, you definitely can because it is actually pretty good in this build. The amount of gun strikes you get do shoot zoanthropes as well, so it's really not as bad as it may seem initially, so pretty good for that. Now for the perk tree, either way, on like any variant, I would set it up this way. I go down the bottom tree for things like Death Strike. After killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This will trigger off an execute, so even better than it sounds, and 25% more damage for 10 seconds is a pretty chunky damage increase for a long uptime. Then we also move here into the perk Able Damage. After using a class ability, damage increases by 20% for 10 seconds. Now we are an assault class, so we pretty much use our class ability all the time. Doesn't matter if you're taking Wings of Flame or Zealous Blow here, you'll be using Jump Pack pretty much 24/7 on assault no matter what, so having this uptime on this perk here is quite easy. The final perks I grab here are Home Precision, moving up into Gunstrike Reload, and of course Tactical Precision for a headshot damage increase of 20%. This perk is pretty much mandatory in my opinion on any bolt pistol or bolt weapon in the game if you can take it. The amount of headshot damage bonus you get from this is much better than a decrease in non-headshot damage, and to be honest, headshot damage is quite literally all that matters on a bolt pistol or bolt weapon in this game in general, so pretty much always pick this up. That's pretty much all there is for the secondary here. Now for our perk tree, I do start off with Armor Reinforcement. Non-finisher gun strikes restore 1 armor segment. This perk is good on any gun strike build in the game, but especially on our build here because we get so many extra gun strikes. You pretty much never die when you have this perk. Tyranids will just feed you executes over and over and feed you armor over and over, and any amount of armor in Space Marine 2 will reduce the next incoming amount of melee damage to 0 even from bosses, so having more armor versus Tyranids especially is godly, so pretty much always pick this up on a gunstrike build. Next perk here is Auxiliary Arsenal. Secondary weapons damage increases by 20%. This is nice to have on a heavy bolt pistol just to shoot zoanthropes out of the sky, though I will say if you want to pick up like Defense Mechanism or Consecutive Execution, you can definitely do that too. All of the perks in this column are top tier because this is one of the best core perk trees in the entire game, or columns I should say, but it is up to you. Next perk here is the newly buffed Active Attrition. Enemies hit by damage from melee attacks, execute while sprinting or dashing take 25% more damage for 5 seconds. This is a really nice damage buff here, and also we use Cannon Punch all the time on a Power Fist to go immediately into our light attacks, because the way the melee combos of this weapon are set up is that basically you'll Cannon Punch into a guy and immediately start light attacking, so having that bonus damage for your Cannon Punch here from the Heavy Armament perk on top of the active attrition buff is just a nice little damage increase for your light attacks that do 200% more damage. That's why I picked this one up, though I will say if you want to take knowledge of the enemy for a flat 15% bonus against Majoris or Extremis, this is also pretty good. Next perk here is Proven Efficiency. All of your squadrons deal 30% more gunstrike damage. This is a gunstrike build, so having more gunstrike damage is kind of a no-brainer. Pretty much always pick this up for any gunstrike build. And the final perks I grab in the gear tree here are Smiting Angel, Zealous Blow, and Pride and Duty. These pretty much just come together to make your horde clear off of Zealous Blow very powerful. A ground pound kill restores jump packs charged by 10%. When you have a 50% bonus damage to your ground pound, you will pretty much one-shot any Minoris you land on, and restore your Zealous Blow, or excuse me, restore your jump pack over and over. And on top of that, the Heroic Power Fist has a base strength of 15 versus 13 of the other fencing Power Fists, which means your ground pound is more damaging in general, so really good synergy there on this one. I do think this is like the best fencing Power Fist in the entire game period at the moment because of this, on top of the Heroic perk effect, and that's pretty much all there is for the gear tree. Final perk I grab here is Ample Ammunition. Any use of jump pack reloads your ranged weapon, increases damage by 50% for 10 seconds. Having a 50% damage buff on your heavy bolt pistol is pretty damn good in this game. You definitely notice this damage increase, especially if you like land right in front of a Zoanthrope and point blank them. You pretty much pop them immediately and get an execute, so nice for that. And for the prestige perks here, I do take Unyielding Oath. The perk here, Adrenaline Boost for no knockback, and then I move here into Fortitude, and of course, Practice Aim, because having a 35% damage bonus for a secondary weapon is nice to have. It really does help out with some of those Zoanthropes and Neurothropes and stuff like that. Though if you want to take like Scramble Targeting instead, you definitely can. Fortitude is pretty good just for a health increase of 15%. I would definitely always pick this one up. And Adrenaline Boost just prevents you from getting knocked around all the time and stun locked to death. And Unyielding Oath lets you tank a sniper shot, Terminator shot, and stuff like that in the face while you were landing on your ground pound. And all you have to do to trigger this perk is just charge your ground pound for like any period of time whatsoever. So the moment you hold down your charge attack button and this will trigger, you can actually be invulnerable the entire trajectory of your ground pound, which is pretty nice to have, which is why I pick this one up pretty much all the time. And that is pretty much all there is for the Heroic Power Fist build here. The Heroic Power Fist is way better now than it was in the PTS. I like this one a lot. You know, if they actually nerf the Block Fist here, maybe this will be the best in slot Power Fist in the game. Who knows? Like, maybe the balanced one will supersede it at some point, but to be honest, this one is really good. I would definitely pick this one up at some point. And honestly, like, this one plays pretty well compared to the other Power Fists. What I mean by that is you actually get to interact with the combos of the weapon here. That's something I don't like about the Block Power Fist, is that basically this weapon is just a charge attack weapon. This one you use pretty much everything, so that's like a pretty good reason to use it. And hopefully this build guide helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Here's some gameplay. Bye.
A Neurothrope revealed itself. The world this Xenos sought to consume now consumes its carcass. Avenging Angel at your disposal.
Bounce you down to my Atlantis.
That pitiful Xenos was but no hollow ghost.
Look at that light attack damage. Look at that. Bam.
Wrath shall reign. I am ever ready.
This is Nicholas Gallagher. I hereby order you to turn your weapons.
I just got that off of my Norris. That's kind of cool.
Strike down the Zoanthrope beggar. Take flight and let terror fall. Pain did not grant it, but jump pack refuel.
I mean, it's still a power fist, so you can still do this. Doesn't matter if you have 50% reduced damage. Like, what's 50% of a bajillion? That's a lot of damage.
When you die, I want you to be recalled for howls of agony for the
Clench the Xenos sting.
Heroic Power Fist feels more versatile. Light attacks for Majoras and above, heavy attacks for filler, and flyers and minoras. It does feel more fun to use at times. Definitely feels better than it did before. 200% increase. That is a lot.
But our orders stand.
That's a lot of
We
damage.
are not intimidated by its repulsive courage.
I was worried you had fallen victim to Metrian's mastery of malphonic disruptive frequencies, but now the uncomfortable sensation associated with cools my remaining skill. Be warned, Viridian. Metrian cannot hope to stand against you alone, so she will lie and store in hope the Xenos swarm will devour you. Case in point, she has enslaved that servant skull as a crude mouthpiece. But give her word zero credibility for the mission's sake. And you'll
They're nerfing the block one probably eventually.
Trust you will hold this Ignoel Metrian accountable for her sins, Magnus.
Not that it really matters all that much, because a lot of the other weapons are really good right now. Happy Turkey Day, and maybe all dine in blood, Blood Angels. We do love it. Blood Angels are known for their Turkey Day love.
Moves to intercept us.
Right, let's go.
It seeks to drown us in sheer numbers.
Status. The facility is well stocked in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Search high and low, brothers. We need melters. I hold a melter charge, brothers.
Melter charges released to protect my yield.
No beast shall crawl from that crevasse. I'm airborne ready.
Gallia knows nothing of the shadow.
Alright, where's the next one?
and its myriad secrets.
Alright, let's grab this melted button here. Alright, right there.
Booms of melter charge source. We could proceed. Refuel. Xenos tunnel system has collapsed. Forward. We dare not be late to
I will say, actually, I might prefer this Power Fist because you don't just get stuck in, like, an endless cycle of punching guys with a charge attack. You actually get to use all the weapon movements for once. This is the first time I've ever found myself light attacking with a Power Fist whatsoever, so
Facility.
that's pretty nice. We like that.
Cowering in her data enclave.
Gallia, old friend of mine. If you missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to views of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen, Ignoel, that I must drag you back into the light.
Avenging angel. Another alien falls to the Imperium's key. Be as an angel of death. Commencing reload. A Zoanthrope skull.
Is the heroic sniper better than the last few? So I don't think it is. Maybe in some, like, for one-shotting certain things, definitely, but overall, I don't think so. Not for Horde Clear, that's for sure.
Behold the truth of my thoughts. I am but a hollow grain, punched into a mining facility, and nothing more. What reason exists to call for recording an iron mass threat to Galio or the Imperium, even if I should.
Disconnect her synaptic tethers from the facility command terminals. Stand firm. I expect her to route Xenos to assault your locus.
Hold this territory. Avenging Angel will expose you. The Xenos infestation is stemmed.
That's a lot of warriors, huh?
Jump pack refuel. Another alien falls from the Imperium's key. This sector is cleansed of Tyranid presence.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
Within the sphere of console negation.
FTG, what bulwark build do you think is the strongest? It's probably the shield bash build, but it's definitely not the easiest to use. But that one, if you're playing perfectly, it's probably the strongest in the game for him. The block power axe. For most people, though, it's probably Invigorating Icon plus
Slid this console's connection to the tentacles.
the other perk.
Hold this territory.
See, that one, it's any execute that sets us up, actually. It's not even just the Majoris and higher. That's a lie.
Power cell, brothers.
I beseech you, Galio, bear witness to the summation of our divine arithmetic from long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good Grox. Surrender now, and perhaps leniency can be granted. After the might rules, of course.
You are a redundant functionary. Your Astarte shall die here, alone.
Alright, well, the description on this weapon is definitely wrong. The fact that you just execute little Minoris around the zone throws is pretty nice. I like that.
Face blood. Locate a power cell. We shall see to this ourselves. Within the sphere of console negation.
Kick that guy in the fucking face. Get shit on. I was not expecting just kick him in the face for him to instantly die, but you know. Oh wait. Can I get a perfect dodge on this? I can.
The enemy summons. Me as an angel of death. Like hounds with the scent of blood, we cannot be thrown off.
Futile, impotent waste of gene seed. You trifle with the only hope against the hive mind the Imperium has left.
Capture the point. Throw Power Fist seems very satisfying and safe to use, especially for the armor reinforcement. I mean, anything that's fencing in this game is pretty good with armor reinforcement. This one just gives you bonus gun strikes on top of that.
I am out of the disruption field. this console, brothers.
Return to Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our roots.
Punch his ass. Yep.
The Grotesque Xenos has met us. Back to the Xenos! Reload! We have purged the zone of mind and avenging angels. Replenishing firepower. Be as an angel of death.
So light attacks spam power fist or still heavy attacks, but 50% additive reduction to heavy attacks shouldn't be that bad, I think. I mean, the light attacks do a ridiculous amount of damage, and the heavy attacks aren't too bad at all. They still do a lot of damage. Ow, that's just rude. It's also incorrect that, like, it works on all executes now, see? Not just the Majoris and higher. A perk is a lie. See, if I grab this guy, I'll get one on him. Thing.
Reloading magazine.
These tender claws of Astartes' flesh have accomplished nothing, Galio. My imagination was already achieving my designs. You are fools.
I've tried going full cannon punch at this, what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm not using Winged Fury, but Armor Reinforcement's just way better than that perk. Especially with this weapon. But we are using Active Attrition. I think Active Attrition is really good right now. 25% bonus damage feels quite nice.
Viridian is ready for evacuation. Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Viridian.
Also, Cannon Punch goes very easily into light attacks on this weapon, so I like that too. What else we got?
Into the breach once more. These storms shall delay us any longer. If there is naught but weather left in our path, then so be it. I am the righteous storm. Not let that one come to me.
Oh.
The Xenos infestation.
Also, Sazi Money Rock back 111. Thank you for joining the Adept Astartes. Very much. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I can't pronounce shit anyways, so. I was hoping the weekly stratagem resetting was an event to farm accolades. I mean, it's a mini event. Think about it that way. Bam. 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 Shabam. Whap. You know, I never thought I'd enjoy a day where I was actually using the light attacks on this weapon, but Patch 11 brings all new things. Oh shit. I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna go to the boss.
If more to come, then they too will be purged. Take flight and let terror fall. Another alien falls to the Imperials. A liquor source. of rails. The liquid now wears the shroud of death. The world this Xenos sought to consume.
Now they nerfed the Trigon that time when it would just leave the arena was a peak boss fight.
Together we go.
That was pretty toxic. That's a toxic time and a true nerf.
I cannot land with that flowering abomination lurking about. Deep scans have penetrated the atmospheric disturbances and Mitrium's meddling code. Trigon vulnerability data pushed to your displays.
The Imperium demands the Trigon's extermination. Its carapace has frailties. Exploit them! Finishing firepower! Imperium's hammer blazes to strike! Seal the surging heights!
Protective eye gear also available.
Sterilize these bottles of Xenos. I am airborne.
Oh,
Strikes! Take flight and let terror, avenging angels.
oh, that's not one.
Trigon kill confirmed. My congratulations, Viridian. The mission
That's a heroic power fist. Pretty damn good for a Gunstrike build. That's not even like the peak of Gunstrike either. We could have taken the heroic heavy bolt pistol. That's how it do be. Okay, and wow, almost 60,000 damage. Look at that. That's a fun one. We like that.